Hello, chat. Great news. I got two monitors now, so I'll be able to monitor the chat more closely. To be fair, it's actually one monitor and a half. Apparently, I was on the wrong side of the Goonergate, right? Like I fought against the pious people, and I think like they prayed to God. They prayed really hard. It's like, God, please curse this troll. Yeah, like I know you're a merciful God, but make him fear you. And so, God, in His infinite wisdom, broke my monitor. I woke up one morning, and half of it was black. It's, it's a little bit racist to admit, but it is what it is. I don't like black monitors. Okay. The backlight died. This is the diagnostic that I got. That people told me that it's 70% of the price of the monitor to fix it. And it's like, what the fuck? Why? Like, well, so that you buy a new one. And so I did buy a new one. And now I'm not performing wasteful capitalism because I didn't buy two monitors. I had one, it got broke, so I got a second one, right? And now I have like two monitors. Right. It is what it is. I'm happy with the new one. It's an OLED. OLED. It's got like really cool colors and shit. Let me turn off the light though. Create some ambiance. We created some ambiance. Then we're going to be discussing Goonergate as well as something else that's interesting. So let's talk about this one actually. The group chat. Yes, the group chat is now worldwide news. Even in Romania, we had it. And the group chat says that at least, right, like there may be more, but this is what's confirmed now. Wait, hold on. Why is the display showing? Oh, god damn it! I don't know how to fix this. Hold on. I think. Oh, never mind. I know how to fix it. Oh. Also, I can. Hold on. I think I figured out how to use two monitors, chat. Right? Like, is this how it works? I can just like click and drag, and it's here. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness gracious. Can I make myself disappear? Let's see. Oh. Anyway, right. So, at least 4 in racist young Republican backlash, blah blah blah. So, at least 4 in racist young Republicans group chat out of jobs amid GOP backlash. Okay, so they did fire them, right? They did fire them. For those of you who don't know, I think like they were basic bitch groypers. Like they were just making jokes. I guess like for normies they're considered racist, but like internet standard, it's like a 6 out of 10 level of racism. They're not compared to the anime Nazis. Like the anime Nazis are genuinely racist. Like if you go on an anime Nazi server, like you see actual racism. You know, the one that's capable of crushing a safe space. The gripers are like basic bitch level racism, you know, like the average like jokes that you used to see even on Jack Dorsey's Twitter. But I guess like the normies aren't well delved into that. I would say like the anime Nazis are like Hassan Piker's level, right? Like if we compare it to something on the left. But when it comes to like the groypers, they're I don't even know, like a short fat otaku level, I guess. Like when it comes to their level of racism, it's like meh. I mean, they follow Nick Fuentes, right? Like, isn't Nick Latinx? I think it's Latinx. Can anyone confirm or deny? So anyway, at least 4 members of the Young Republicans group chat, in which members fantasized about violence against their enemies, celebrated Hitler, and repeatedly used racist slurs against their opponents, have resigned. Okay, so they weren't fired, they resigned. Again, you know, like, I would understand if the left was, like, genuinely this movement of well-mannered, well-spoken people that have standards. But like, I see Hassan Piker. And I also know like what Maxine Waters has said, you know, like during if you see them at a restaurant, you form a crowd and you push them out, you push them. It's like, okay, you know, like she's not using slurs or anything, but she is driving people to hysteria. And then there's also the thing where even though like you're well spoken and whatnot, you create stochastic terrorism where like the Republican nominee Donald Trump manages to survive 2 assassination attempts. Right? So, like, there should be a little bit of context to understand, like, which is the party complaining about it. Because it sounds like, oh, well, this party does everything right. And now, like, they're seeing what's happening in the GOP, and they're absolutely astonished that they can't understand it. You know, after like, 4 or 8 years of, like, constantly inciting hatred against the cisgender straight white man, you know, an entire ideology that's literally built on hatred. Now they're like, oh my goodness, no, this is unacceptable. Hey V, good to see that you have a live stream. Why, thank you, Marcus. When the left praises Che Guevara, do you know what's funny about Che Guevara? Many people don't know. He was a raging homophobe, right? Which is pretty much in part with like what all Marxists used to be. Like, for instance, every single socialist country outlawed the gay. And we're not talking about like banning LGBT propaganda. Like, no. If you were a gay person, they would put you in prison, right? So like if they caught you with sex in the Soviet Union, you'd end up in prison. And it wasn't just like in the Soviet Union, it was in all the satellite states, except for East Germany. Like, East Germany was so fucking degenerate after Weimar that even the communists wouldn't be able to put down on that. Well, actually, it's more like they were degenerate under Weimar, but then Hitler came and undegenerated them way too fucking hard. And then when Hitler left, the communists weren't able to contain their degeneracy. And so anyway, the whole thing is hold on a little bit. I got a message. I need to. Right, my bad. Sorry, chat. What did the Democrats do? Fantasized about murdering their political opponents. I mean, like, the whole punch of fascist thing, right? They get to decide who is a fascist. And it's like, you need to punch a fascist. And it's like, okay, so by this logic, when is it okay to stop punching the fascist? Or if the fascist happens to be a little girl, do you still punch? And the answer was yes, right? And so they're the party now that gets to complain about this. The Germans literally cannot help themselves. It's all or nothing. It seems to be like with the Anglosphere as well, like with America, especially with the Goonergate thing now. It's like you gotta choose, you know? You gotta choose between either all forms of fictional erotica being banned in the name of Jesus Christ, or having naked people doing pride marches on the street. Like, it's fucking insane, you know, because I saw this, a protest, I think it was in Portland or something, like a couple of weeks ago, and it literally had, like, people in bondage gear and naked people on the street, and I'm like, okay, so, like, you either go with that, or you go with, like, banning literally everything that can stimulate the senses, like, everything erotic. And it's like, well, why can't there be, like, a middle ground? Like, what happened with the common sense? Like, what happened with the 2010s? Like, what... You know, like why can't people do that again? Anyway, right. Let's talk a little bit about the Goonergate. Right now, I honestly think Goonergate is being astroturfed. I made a video about it. I showed receipts, and I think I may do it again. But the conversation just didn't exist like 3 weeks ago. Like, all of a sudden, you have people on Twitter going, ban porn. And it's like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, why now? You know? And they have the exact same talking points as well. and it's so fucking weird. It's like, well, hold on a little bit. Like, so this conversation, you're telling me like it has like all of the same talking points and it's grassroots? Like, no fucking way. And apparently it's done by this like what started it is this South Korean guy, this South Korean content creator. And let me see what his name is so I can show you guys. It's called Kangmin Lee. Right, Kangmin Lee. So Kangmin Lee was like really upset about pornography. And again, like the way they define it is they define pornography to mean anything that's erotic. Like they lose the dictionary definition, right? And if it's created with the purpose of titillation, then it counts as porn. So when they say ban porn, they already mean Pornhub, right? They actually mean anything that's erotic. So like video games, anime, like literally all of them, right? And so the thing with Kangmin Lee is that he's a content creator. He made a video a couple of days ago, which I guess like managed to get a lot of views. And he basically said that he got fired. And he got fired because he's a Christian and he shared his Christian views at work. And he's really upset about it. And so like I retweeted that because I hate seeing people getting bullied and censored for stuff they believe in. Because I've been consistent since 2016. And then it turns out that a couple of weeks ago, he wants to ban porn. Now this is why it's interesting. It's because if you look at his receipts, like there used to be a saying, your likes are public. And if you look at this one, like the man, the fuck? Is God punishing me? Is he taking my voice because I'm speaking truth to power? The man is a weeb, right? And he was upset about the depiction of an eroticized, of a sexualized, as they like to say, like a sexualized female character. Like if he's a pious man, if he is a pillar of the community, right? Like if he is like the bedrock of Christianity that holds the American society together and prevents it from collapsing from all the pornography, why is he consuming this type of erotic content? I mean, look at her. Her tits are in view. You know, like, I wouldn't let my daughter walk the street like that. I don't even think it's about COVID, to be honest. I honestly think it's about these people getting paid. So whether it's like an NGO group, whether it's some politician, I genuinely don't know what the fuck, but it's safe to say that this is not normal. Again, it's not normal to see a conversation that didn't exist a couple of weeks ago, all of a sudden being trending on Twitter. It's not normal to see that all the people that are part of the conversation have the exact same talking points. like they will even ignore any argument you make. And you can say, well, hold on a little bit, like this digital ID thing is the problem, you know, like we're getting digital ID now, like it's blah, blah, blah. And they'll, oh, you just want to goon, you're the goonier, oh, the goonier. And it's like, well, why are you being bad faith? Like, why are you being disingenuous, you know, like, and when you look at the receipts, like as I mentioned before, here you go, right? Like, the same guy responds to chibi reviews, and it's an anime that has fan service in it. And then, like, weebs unite, right? So, like, this is the complaint that I heard from a lot of people, is that the reason this guy has so many subscribers is because he actually farmed the libertarian, the libertarian individuals. Like, by his posts. And this tactic is extremely similar to Melanie Mac. Like, Melanie Mac goes in there and she, you know, like, defends female characters, and she wants, like, sexy female characters in video games and stuff. And then one day, for no reason whatsoever, boom, she's anti-porn. And you look at how she defines porn, and it seems to be a video game with a girl dancing and shaking her ass. And you're seeing this, and it's like, okay, like that's so fucking weird, you know? Like, she cozies up to the quartering, she manages to get a huge follower, she's anti-censorship, she doesn't want people to get censored, and then advocates for what would cause the loss of jobs of hundreds of thousands of artists, voice actors, you know, people that work in the gaming industry, that make and create lewd content. Like, all of a sudden, she advocates for that. She decides, no, actually, this is fine. And now I see it with this guy, right? Like, with this Asian guy, like, same tactic. Is trying to cozy up to libertarians. Is basically like farming the goodwill of people that are genuinely against censorship, that are for the liberty movement, and all of a sudden throws everyone under the bus. Gooning time must be defended because sane people still exist. It's not even that. Like, you literally see what's happening in Britain. Like, you get to see how they're pushing digital ID, and they're doing it in the United States, in red states, and like, it's not even a slippery slope. Like, you see it being done in real time, and to come up and be like, no, you know what, this is a good thing. Like, fuck internet anonymity, let's ban the titty. It's like, who thinks like that? And why? Of course I use Twitter. I gotta use Twitter. It's my job. Solan the Lich, thank you for 100 Argentinians. How's your inflation going? Like, I really hope that the chainsaw man manages to fix the inflation, so that when Solon the Lich gives me money, it's actually going to be like $10. Kagmin, pulling a razor simp. The Walshaholic right after Benny Johnson lent him a hand. Big oof, big oof. Kumar religion will prevail. I think like Razor Fist, I've been told, like, had the better take on this. You're addicted to the dual monitor V. Only took 10 years and a half to get it right. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still finding it weird. But hopefully I will manage to make it happen. I understand what it is now. Like, it's kind of like a display, so like I can use that monitor to show you guys stuff. It's interesting. Right. Let's look at the digital ID, because this one is fascinating for me. So, thing is, if I want to use two monitors, like I finally understand what it's like. Like the monitor that's the second one is kind of like what you guys see. So whenever I put something for you guys to see, I just have to show it on the second monitor. The problem though is that it's still broken, so like I can barely see on it, so I can't really read the articles. But anyway, so the Brits initially started. It's like, okay, well, we need the digital ID because there's a lot of illegals here. You know, we don't know how they got here. They probably teleported. You know, like it's probably because of the conservatives, right? The Tories. The Tories have brought so many illegals here that now it's a national security issue. So we're going to take your rights away in order to fix the problem. We're going to have you to show digital ID if you want to work someplace, right? Fascinating. The way that it works, like the government creates a problem and then it takes away some of your liberties to not even fix the problem, because, like, let's be honest. If you force people to have digital ID, there's nothing stopping them from working in the black market. But okay, whatever, fine. That was the idea. Like, digital ID is the only possibility. There's no other way. I mean, they tried. They probably tried everything under the sun. But eventually, nothing worked. And so they're forced to have digital ID in order to fix the refugee problem. But this is where it gets interesting. So now it's like, oh, you need digital ID to buy alcohol by the end of the year. Isn't this fascinating, right? Like, oh, hold on a little bit. Like, I thought that you guys are forced to do this because there's no other way. But now you're saying, well, we're going to use it in other things that aren't essential. And by the way, all of this started to protect children, right? Like, all of this shit was because they wanted Ofcom to police the internet. That means you need a second monitor V, and it's crazy that people aren't watching the UK in horror. again, I honestly think that it's paid. Like I refuse to believe that right-wingers that have been persecuted on the internet for the last decade and a half are all of a sudden in favor of creating a system that is far more effective at persecuting them than Jack Dorsey. And they're not even creating the system when, like they would have the keys to the mansion and they can say, well, we need to lock down the internet so that we're never being oppressed again. No, they're creating it when the left is in power. Like, you have the most radical leftist government that I have seen in my life in the United Kingdom. You have the European Union that's left-leaning as fuck. And you have Australia that's left-leaning. And now you're supporting, like these legislations that crack down on the internet. And we saw Australia just ban the Charlie Kirk video. And we saw Australia just ban the Irina assassination video, right? We want those people to keep doing what they're doing, and we want everyone to be doing it like them. And it's like, well, isn't there, like, against your interests? And by the way, like, you're looking at Australia, and they're saying people under the age of 16 shouldn't use the internet. Which, like, it's fine. Like, I guess, like, a parent should be able to decide, right? Because, like, maybe some kids can use the internet at the age of 14. Other kids may be too dumb to use the internet even at the age of 25. Like, it depends, right? Like, the parent knows the kid best, and the parent should be able to decide. But, like, Australia goes like, no child under the age of 16 should use the internet. Which basically treats the World Wide Web like it's under COVID quarantine, right? Like, even if you're healthy, you have to show the QR code, right? Like, whatever. But here's the thing what I don't get, why right-wingers are supporting this. Take a child, okay? Like, imagine a child. An innocent little baby, a 15-year-old. What level of politics is a 15-year-old being exposed to? Well, he goes to school, right? He's going to be exposed to some of the most left-leaning politics imaginable. Okay, fair enough. It is what it is. He's going to watch television. He's going to be exposed to woke politics. Like, just leftist take. He's not going to see the Charlie Kirk assassination video. He's not going to see the Irina assassination video, right? In fact, like, Australia makes it absolutely sure he's not going to see that. He goes on a campus. Leftist politics. Everywhere you go, leftist politics. Where is the only place in the last decade that you could actually get some right-wing politics? The internet, right? And even in the internet, like, most of it is woke shit. But, like, if you knew where to look, if you went on 4chan or if you went on Twitter or, like, there's some places on the internet where you could actually get a right-wing take. And so, the new generation, the only place that they would get right-wing news is from the internet. And to see the content creators basically saying, no, you know what, fuck that shit. No, like, let them be exposed to left-leaning politics. So that when they're 18, they vote left because they never heard a right-wing argument ever. They're not hearing it at school. They're not hearing it when they're watching the television. They're not hearing it when they're reading the news. They're going to hear it on the internet, but, like, you don't want them on social media. Okay, fine. It is what it is. But in my opinion, if I was, like, a right-wing political content creator with my sole job to convince more people to watch and consume right-wing content, like, it would be a conflict of interest for me to say, oh, no, actually, I don't want any 16s on the internet. And by the way, like, Australia, again, it's not about porn. Like, they don't want 16 people on the internet, period. Like, none of them. For like, no website, no nothing. Which, again, it's, like, a little bit extreme in my opinion, right? And I'm willing to bet. There's going to be a parent arrested over this shit. and I'll tell you how. There's going to be a parent that is going to give his ID to his kid. He's going to say, this is fucking ridiculous. Right? Like, absolutely batshit crazy. Like, when I was 16, I was using the internet, and I know how to use the internet. So I'm going to educate my kid on how to use the internet, right? Like, don't show your real face, don't trust anyone, blah, 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 blah. And he's going to give his own ID to the kid. Like, let's be honest, some of you guys may actually think about doing that as well. Like, if the government tells you your kid is not allowed to be on the internet, you're going to be like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I know my kid better than the government. I think my kid is ready. Why the fuck shouldn't he go on the internet? And you're going to give him your ID, right? And heaven forbid that kid actually flirts with a girl his age, because it's your ID that he's using and it's connected to you, right? So like the system will think that you're flirting with a girl his age. And so I gotta teach you, like in Australia or someplace, like somebody's going to get in trouble over this shit. And this is like the charitable interpretation where like the parent gives the ID to the kid. But what if the kid is a pickpocketer, you know? Like, and he actually steals mommy and daddy's ID? Because like if they live in the same house, it's not that fucking difficult. Like, let's be honest, like, if you were 15 and you wanted to see a titty on the internet, you would fucking see a titty on the internet, like, no matter what happens, right? And so, there will be cases where, like, someone actually pickpockets the ID and then logs on and creates his own username and shit, right? But, like, the system is tied to that ID, and they're going to see, like, a 35-year-old man talking to a little girl the age of his son, and they're going to get in trouble. Kids have been stealing out of mom's purses while she sleeps for a generation. It's almost like, see, this is what baffles me. It's almost like everyone that's weighing in on this, they never had a childhood. Like, and the only times, like, I get people that do say, oh, well, of course I did that when I was a teenager, but I'm not going to let my son do it. And it's like, wow, you know, that's a great mentality. I agree, but I'm willing to bet that when you were a teenager and you did that, your parents were freaking out, right? And so, like, maybe it's just natural, because I'm willing to bet your parents did shit as well, and their grandparents were freaking out. So, like, I'm not saying you shouldn't freak out if a kid does something, right? But, like, there's a little bit of over-exaggeration. Like, there's a little bit where we're pretending that it's the end of the world, or, you know, it's so awful what they're doing. It's like, oh, no. Where's the logical flaw, though? She wouldn't have the real ID because it wouldn't be allowed? Ah, yeah, but here's the problem. The World Wide Web is actually worldwide. So, like, in his country, in Australia, teenagers can't join the internet and they need to show ID. But if he's talking with a girl from Romania, in Romania there's no limit, right? So like a 13-year-old can use the internet. And so she can be on Discord just fine. And he can talk, you know, like he's 15, and maybe he's talking with a girl that's 14, and there you fucking go. You got in trouble, right? Because he's using your ID, and he's talking with a girl from another country that goes by completely different laws, and there you fucking go. SRC Maker, thank you for the $20. The contrast between the UK and the US is insane. They ban cigarettes and use digital ID for alcohol, while 24 states, including mine, have legalized weed for recreational use. Well, yeah, this is weird, because, like, America is always, like, this bizarre moral panics. That you guys had the moral panic about drugs, right? And a lot of people got arrested for marijuana and shit. Until, like, someone actually made the argument. It's like, well, hold on a little bit. Can you explain to us, like, why is it that alcohol is allowed and marijuana isn't, when there's, like, ample evidence that alcohol is actually more harmful? And they would always say, well, yeah, but my kids. Well, the kids aren't supposed to smoke, right? Like, the kids aren't supposed to smoke cigarettes or drink alcohol. So, like, again, the argument was dumb. Like, but I remember, like, Fox News, like, constantly saying, oh, yeah, well, like, you want to make weed legal so that the children... And it's like, this whole idea, like, creating society around the concept that everything should be childlike, right? Like, because baby can't have teeth to chew the steak, no one should have steak. It's fucking mental, right? But it is what it is. And so, like, the same argument was made for pot. It's like, well, yeah, but, like, if a child smokes pot, his brain doesn't develop. And it's like, okay, no one is saying that children should smoke pot. Right? And again, like, the argument was, like, no one is saying pot is good either. But the alcohol is also allowed, right? Like, you do have vices in a society. There's, by the way, speaking of religion, because apparently, like, now it's the religious argument. It's not the scientific one, it's the religious one. There is this Chad called Aquinas. Let me bring Aquinas to you guys to see. Hold on. I'm gonna show you Aquinas. He's a very influential scholar. Thomas. Look at him, right? Hold on, chat. Look at this. Huh? Isn't he like a Chad? Look. Huh? So Aquinas is actually very influential. A lot of his teachings, sorry, a lot of his writings were not just influential in the Catholic doctrine, but also in the Orthodox. Anyway, he's a funny guy. Like when he was to enter, I think it was the Dominican order. His family didn't want him to do that, and so he was in a tower, and they sent prostitutes to him. And he actually took a log from the fire and chased the prostitutes out, and then slammed the door and drew the sign of the cross on the door, right? So, like, this is who Aquinas used to be, right? Like a very Chad individual, very determined. And he actually talks about brothels. And he's got a very pragmatic take about brothels. He claims that they're evil, but they're a necessary evil. And the reason they're a necessary evil is because if you shut them down, you open the door to worse horrors. And the way he describes how brothels operate is like the sewage drainage, the draining sewage of a castle wall. Like, without them, you get a flood, right? Like, without them, the walls collapse during the winter because there's too much ice, right? And so, like, he's basically saying that brothels are bad, evil, but they should be regulated. Because, like, if you don't regulate them and you just ban them, they go underground and you end up with worse shit. Which is pretty much what America experienced during Prohibition, if you think about it, right? Like, that's what Aquinas was basically saying. It's like, okay, you can outlaw alcohol and you can have prohibition, but you've opened the door to much worse things. The Cromwellian perspective is more fun. I'm not aware of the Cromwellian perspective, but I'll have to see it. Zlixian Doppelganger managed to give a super chat. YouTube didn't fight him on this one. If these people don't piss off, we need to do them everything we were accused of doing during Gamergate. We'll learn the price of inaction. Well, gatekeeping is important, right? My favorite take is like there's this guy, John De La Rose, and he was whining today that someone reported him on Twitter and got his account suspended. And I posted, it's like, well, you know, I'm not going to feel bad. Like, I didn't report him. But if you're a censor, if you're asking for censorship and you get banned, that's a good thing. Like, that is the moral thing to do. People asking for censorship should get banned. Every single fucking one of them. And my favorite take is like, well, what if you want to censor something really disgusting? What if they want to censor something obscene? Then they should become a martyr. Like, if it's really that bad, if it's destroying society, you should be proud that you got censored trying to take it down. You know, and that way you guarantee that only the most obscene things, only the most disturbing things actually do get censored. But they were really upset. Like, it's two of them. It was like John De La Rose and John Delfint or some shit. They were really upset. It's like, oh my god, look, they were social justice in disguise. They were always like, I don't fucking care, right? If you're asking for banning stuff, if you want to ban shit, you should get banned. Period. There's no ifs. There's no buts. That's it. That's the only rule, you know? It's self-defense. It's not even hypocritical. Like, people say it's hypocritical. No, it's not. If you're for free speech, banning the censors unironically gives people more free speech. Right? Like, and it denormalizes censorship. Because that's the problem. Like, whenever something gets banned, it normalizes censorship. I don't want censorship normalized. And so, yes, like, banning the banners is actually the way forward. Korea banned the porn. Didn't work very well. Pretty much. It's the technology, man. Like, you can try to ban it, but people still have computers. People still have the internet. People still have generative AI. Like, to ban pornography, it's a Herculean task. Like, here's the thing with porn, right? If they would have banned it the moment the internet was created, it may have worked, right? Like, the moment the World Wide Web is done and they make sure there's no porn on it, okay, fine. But now it's linked to almost everything. Like if you want to ban pornography, the only way you could possibly do it is with digital ID. And at some point you gotta wonder, is not the medicine worse than the cure? Sorry, is not the cure worse than the disease, right? Like again, it's kind of like COVID, where people that are healthy, they still have to show QR, they still have to sit at home rather than go to their business. They're still being persecuted even though they're not sick. And now in this world, even if you're an adult, you should still show your ID. You should still, it's ridiculous. No. If something is unpopular enough to be censored, you won't be able to censor the censor? Of course you will. Like, if you want to censor someone, look at what Stalin does, right? It's like, show me the man and I show the problem. If the internet wants a person censored, they get censored. Except for Hassan Piker. Like, I think, okay, fine. Like, if you're Hassan Piker, you don't get censored. But, like, usually the internet will just dig. And, you know, like, they may not find something that's relatable to the scandal now, but they will keep searching and searching and searching, and eventually they will find, like, a couple of sound bites, sound clips. They will find a reason to fuck with someone. You cannot ban the very thing that has driven 90% of internet tech development. It is, well, I don't think it's 90%, but like if you look at the history of pornography, yeah, like live streaming, DVDs, I think, like many things have come because like people wanted to see pornography and also pay for it, and so yeah, like payment processors, ironically, a lot of stuff was actually done because of the porn. Did I say Stalin or Starmer? Both. Trying to ban porn in 2025 is not a Herculean task. It's a Sisyphean. I don't know what a Sisyphean is, but I'll believe you. Sargat is unironically of this mind. When we get in power, we are going to use it and make our own laws. They won't get to use it against us. And it's oh fucking hell, like. I get the idea of like having revenge when you're in power, because like obviously the people that vote for you, like they want to see that, but there needs a time when you need to chill the fuck out, because like there's going to be other elections, like unless your election is the last election in human history, that you need to understand that at some point the other side is going to take over, right? Now I'm not saying the other side is not going to still behave in a manner that's displeasing to your side, but like if you keep escalating and escalate, like obviously everything you do is going to be used against you. So like for instance, digital ID, right? Like never before did we have this. This is Chinese level shit. Any right-wing person that's common sense, they would be against it, even if they could use it against the left. Even that, like no, like this is too. It's too bad. It's radioactive. Like all it takes is one election and then you lose, and then you have a really bad day. Like the moment the opposition gets their hand on that shit, and like everyone knows that it's going to be a time when they will, you're going to have an extremely bad day. But it is what it is, you know. That's the thing. Like though, you can't really remove your enemies and win forever, right? Like you end up with a Donald Trump, and they tried assassinating him. Like no matter how hard they try, like eventually in democracy, like the other side is going to win. I now have a golden coin. We need brutal revenge, but don't fuck ourselves. Yeah, it's pretty much what they don't get. SRC Baker, thank you for another $10. Good thing about prohibition was Italian mob created NASCAR by supping up cars to outrun cops, running alcohol between rural areas and cities. Bad thing is it gave Fez the reason to pass the first gun law. I didn't fucking know that. Holy shit, like if American Outlier was here, he would have really liked the trivia. Anyway, chat, listen. I'm fixing my sleeping schedule, so I'm going to pass out if I keep streaming. I'll probably do a full stream tomorrow though, but I apologize. It's just that I can't keep my eyes open anymore, and so thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and we'll resume tomorrow because this is an interesting conversation. But yeah, Take it easy, and I'll see you.